recording. Okay, so we created a directory, okay, which is Oozy example. Okay, to this directory I'm going to place this folder, the entire folder, right? Oozy example underscore df. So what we'll do, we'll just copy. So copy, you have to use put uh, Oozy wf. Okay, it says something. Okay, let's check. Okay, so you can use the name node to just verify, or that okay, I will do both the things. Okay, so go to the name node web UI, which we use the host name colon 9870 in Hadoop latest version of Hadoop. The previously it is used to be the host name colon 50070, and click the utilities, browse file system, user, Cloudera, Oozy example, workflow. All things are copied. Just seeing some error. Okay, fine. And then one more things to note it. Okay, so I'm going to run the Oozy command. Okay, where it is. Here, when you run this, this text is visible, or you want me to change the font size? Actually, I'm using a resolution. I don't want actually have a scroll, so that's the reason I kept it very small. Are this text are visible, or maybe you want to change the resolution? Can you confirm? Are you able to see this text uh, fine?
Yes, yes, Pari.
Okay, thank you so much.
You can make a bit,
Bigger is it the resolution?
yeah.
Okay, so preference display. Where's this? Okay. Okay. And how to change the size?
Uh,
Preference.
Fine, and please carry on.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay, we can. Okay, so we want to run this Oozy command. Okay, so basically we'll start the workflow, and we'll check this is working fine. Okay, so this is the command to start your workflow, right? Oozy job, then the option hyphen Oozy, then you have to provide the URL of your Oozy. So basically, again, you need to change the host name as quickstart.cloudera. Quickstart.cloudera is the host name, and this is the port number, and then the location. So basically, to run your Oozy workflow, from wherever you run, in that location, you should provide the job.properties. Okay, so where you have it, basically this is the Linux directory what you provide, and I go here. Okay, this is where I have this job.properties. I'll modify this location. Okay, and then I will run this. Okay, before I run this, one more thing. So one way to check your the SDFS directories and files are to go to the name node web UI and browse from file system. Other way is there is another component in Cloudera based distribution which is called EU. Okay, HUE. The you pronounce as sometime U or U browser. So this is the component. If you go here, there is a web UI for it. Default port number is 888888. So it lasts the username password. This is also by default Cloudera and Cloudera. So this for this components you will have access again. It's a web-based interface for connecting different components in your um, Hadoop cluster. So you can actually connect to the cloud. Impala, there is a similar like Hive. You have Impala component, which is also data warehouse components, which is which is a different uses a SQL engine. So basically, our query engine. So Hive uses a query engine, uh, and it actually converts your uh, the Hive queries into MapReduce job. Impala not actually will not convert your whatever query you write on Impala is also kind of SQL interface. You can write a queries. The Impala queries are compatible with Hive queries, but Impala doesn't convert MapReduce job. It uses its own query engine to execute your query and return the results, right? So you can connect using this browser. um, if you want to connect Hive, you can use this. So you can just go to here, there's a query, and go to editor, and you can use Hive. So then you can type your Hive commands here. So data, we are in database. So database by default will have only one database. The default and all stuff like that. And similarly, you can browse your file, HDFS files through this. You can click on this the horizontal line link and go to files. This will actually connect to your HDFS. So it will by default it will go to your user folder where we copied our Oozie example. Okay, and when you submit a Oozie job, will come back. We can track using this same UI. Okay, now I'll go back to the command which I want to run. Come to the CLI. I'll run it from here. Okay, so it is ran. It gave the job ID, which is basically the Oozie job ID. I will go here. You see here, you can go to editor, scheduler. You can go to scheduler, workflow. Okay, this is okay. This is basically you can create that workflow using UI. We'll come to this later. You can go to this job. You can click on this job here, jobs icon here, or maybe the link here, and it will show you the workflow which is running. So you can actually say you can just look at the status of this. It says it run. Okay, so if you go, actually we ran this is a workflow. I think it's run or running. It says it's running. So see here, it will give you kind of da- DAG like stuff. Like you will have a start node here, then you have IVE action for creating a table, IVE action for creating a um, loading a data into IVE. Then you will have the end node. You can actually go and view as XML file also, which we wrote there. Okay, and yeah, it's failed. Okay, you can check the log. It's already failed. Why it is failed? Sometime I will get a problem of scrolling. So it failed in the create node, create table node. Okay, so it says some Hadoop. I think share lib path might be wrong. Okay, it's a caught exception. This is fine. This was the error which we got it in the while copying a file also. Let's see whether the actually see this result will be there. We'll open one more window. I'll go to U browser. I'll check whether the table is created at least. Okay, which database I was using? Okay, create table. I'm not using any database, so I think it would have created default if it ran successfully. Show tables. I think it is not there. A customer table is created, and anyway data would have not loaded because the path which you mentioned basically the data in user footer data flow, and so we need to run our Flume agent to put the data into this directory so that it will load. Okay, and just stop customers. Basically, you are able to understand, right? Basically, what I am doing it. There is no data. So basically, this on this directory there is no data as of now. You just go and check it here. So under Cloudera there should be a directory called data, right? So we don't have it here. So basically, the data will be placed when you run a Flume agent. Okay, and the Flume agent is, what is that? This is the Flume agent where it will pick data from your say example. We'll create one directory, sample data. Okay, so I will give this directory which is in Cloudera data making under that sample data. Okay, so we'll run this, open this, change the path to home Cloudera data sorry, home Cloudera data making. Under that I will put sample data. So this is the location, the spooling directory. The Flume agent is going to look and copy this data into this location. So again, I will put a Cloudera here. This is what we are referring, and this will be a quick start Cloudera. Quick start Cloudera. Okay, and the port number is 8020, and then the Cloudera username, as I think it's a user Cloudera data Flume agent one, and okay, Flume agent one data. So we just look into the path what you given here. So Flume agent one underscore data. That's what you referred here. Okay. Okay, where is this? Okay, so I will run this agent now here. So just this is the, okay, so I will run it in one window. Okay, so it will look for the data there. What I will do. So we'll place one file which is copy customer underscore one, customer underscore data underscore one to the sample. So once you keep it here, so this is going to pick your file. It is copying the file into HDFS directory. So now the data, once the data is available in this location, we'll run again the workflow to load the data into the Hive table. Till now, you have any question? Please ask if you have any question, right? Okay, this is written. I'll just verify here. Okay, your data is here. Now we'll go and run the Oozy workflow to load the data. Please just ask me if you have any doubt or if you don't understand anything, you can just ask me. I will start it again. So it is giving one more Oozy ID. Now again it will start running your workflow. You should be able to see one more. You can also check it in the Yarn dashboard as well, which should be your resource manager will be UI. See here, now this is being running. This is finished. So this Hive load. Say this is going to be this is for your Hive insert. You want this is finished, so it will load the data into your Hive table. This is done. You can go and verify. So one way is to verify from your CLI, or you can use this customer. Okay, the data is loaded. Okay, so what we did, we add a two script. One is to create a Hive table. Another script is to load the data into Hive table. Where the data is available, the data is available at this directory. Okay, so Flume has loaded from your Linux directory to HDFS Flume agent, which we are actually picking up. Okay, and we are loading in Hive. So we are not running our Hive script manually. We are actually instructing Oozy workflow to run our Hive script. That's what we did. I'm sorry. For that, we created a Oozy workflow and we ran it using the command line. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, so generally to test your workflow, we run and verify the workflow is running. Okay, so if you want to run your workflow in a certain frequency, say example starting from today, every day or maybe every 5 minutes. Okay, so if you want to run it, then you have to run your Oozy coordinator. Okay, so that's what we created here. Okay, this coordinator, you just have to whatever we did the workflow, you just have to change only those things here, the name node related one and resource manager and the path. Once you correct this, yes, this information is going to pass to your workflow, so you just have to correct this and you can use the same command, right? So Oozy command. So instead of job dot properties, I'm going to use coordinator dot properties. You see the same command, only this property file you are changing. Rest of the things is same. So whatever you defined on coordinator, so coordinator, you are going to pick that workflow and you are going to run for every 5 minutes, starting from the day which you specified your coordinate properties. So that is the start date here and the end date here. Okay, so you are able to get it. Everyone, are you able to just get it how things are working, or you have any question? Can you confirm or you are able to understand all this process? Yes, this will be your almost 80 percentage or 70 percentage of work is what you will be doing. All this you'll be creating workflows. Probably some people may not may not use the Oozie workflow. They'll use Airflow that we will see once we start PySpark about Airflow. But the overall flow is you are able to understand, right? Can you confirm it?
Yes, Pari, we understand so far.
Okay, okay, all right. So I want you to try to run this Oozie coordinator. Okay, I will give you the both the example. Okay, so just try to run it on your machine. And coming back to this use case which we discussed yesterday, just uh, take this. Even you can just uh, uh, okay. So what I want to give is just give me 1 minute. I will stop screen and I will take one file and I'll share again. Okay, so I'm going to give you some sample files for you to do that the POC project or maybe the use case. Okay, so you can it's not that you can use the same schema. You can use whatever schema you want. So I want to you to just try to build the entire flow, okay, so that you are very familiar on that. uh, can you see my can you see this screen?
Yes, Pari.
Okay, so what I told you in the use case, basically you can think of as a retail store which generates data, right? So your the retail whatever the customer or product information registered on these sites will go to the RDBMS database. Okay, and the sales which is happening on this database will come as sorry in this websites will come as a CSV file or JSON files to the your Linux directory. Okay, that's a uh, use case. Okay, so your customer and product information will be in RDBMS tables. You can use MySQL or whatever database you are comfortable. You can design a schema for customer and product. I will give you the simple one. You can use the same schema or you can use a different one also. And your sales information will be coming as CSV file or JSON file. What will we can use a CSV file for simplicity. And then you need to design your system taking this data and do process, and then come up with some kind of aggregation or summary or report, okay, using all these tools. Okay, so that's a use case. Okay, so I will show you the sample schema. So example, your customer will be like the minimum expectation is you should have customer ID, name and address, or if you have geo information you can have this. It's better to have geo information like city and state and country, so that you can just uh, have a, you can actually uh, create reports based on city or country wise. Okay, so apart from customer ID, name, email address, you also keep city and state, or and country or city and state, whatever is fine. Just keep it, or a city also fine for me. Just keep the geo, some geo information. And if you want to have more information, you can have it. At least these should be there: customer ID, name and email address. That is for your customer schema. So you can create those tables in RDBMS and put some rows into that. That is a customer information. And the product information, so should have product ID, name, product category. So again, if you want to add few more information, you can go and add it. So your table should look like at least will have these three columns, and your customer table should have these three columns. So you need to have these two tables in your RDMS tables, okay, to bringing into the Hadoop for the processing. These two are customer and product. And sales information, you should have this one. Okay, so your customer ID, shipping address, and the what product he purchased. So custom product ID should be there, and product the sales time, which is a purchase time, and the common quantity, how many quantity purchase, and what is the unit price of that particular product. Okay, so this is in JSON. You can put in a CSV file as a comma separated values. And so what we did for customer in our case, right? So you can do that. So once you have a customer product information here and sales information here, then it's you can actually build. You can just you just give one simple aggregation like sale happened. So if you can just uh, um, find out how much sales happened for the respective product category. That's a simple scenario you can actually find. You can actually write a core, get a insights like on particular day, how many you can have a multiple days data, and each day respective product category how much sale is happened. And if you had a geo information like particular city which how much sale has happened, and you can go on to build based on like you can build find out product name wise how much sale happened, or product category wise, and customer wise which customer has made more sales. Many insights we can derive from here once you have the data set and uh, design a tables. See, I want to everyone to try this. If you individually, if you are trying, if you want to, if you don't want to try individual, if you want to join one or two people, make a group and please try it. I just I want you to try it so that it's basically when you go to real time, you need to do all the things. So it's better to practice now so that it will be very helpful in your real time environment. Any question? Any question on this use case?
No, Pari. I mean, like, you are going to send us the sample data as well, or like how it
Yeah,
is?
yeah, I will send you this sample data. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send this sample data. So make it as a CSV file. I will send you this JSON file. You know how to create this CSV file, right? Just put a header, and the first line should be header. From second line onwards, you can put the data.
Okay, I mean, like we can't normally convert the JSON file into this one. We need to manually change it.
You can do using simple Python file. You can take this CSV file and you can write into. You can that's what you can do manually, or you can try to program to do that. Anything is fine for me.
Okay, Pari. Yeah, we will do that.
Okay, uh, that's what. No, if you take just a customer table, even if you have 5 rows, that should be fine, right? So first we will actually try to build the end-to-end flow. Okay, starting from picking the data from RDBMS to getting into the Hive tables, and then do process and get the query result kind of things.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like we can normally take the data whatever you are giving, and we can create a table and we can dump it into that, right? So then using the scoop, we can import into HDFS, right?
Yes. Then you can write it.
Yeah.
Tools.
And also, I want you to try Oozy workflow as well, because first you can do manually, then automate. Whatever you do, you try to automate using Oozy workflow.
Okay, Pari, got it.
Okay.
Then
So
later point of view, when when we start AWS, we can do the same operation using the AWS as well, right?
yes, correct.
Okay, Pari, got it.
Okay, so we want to continue